big deal with the factory certifications is to make sure that the workers are in a clean, safe, humane environment. When I was in the factory and you talk to the people and the people were so nice and they were so good and they were just working for so little money and without any condition of fairness whatsoever with their compensation and their working conditions. I went back to my hotel room and just wept the first time. And after dinner I had picked up the phone, I was calling my wife and just telling her what I'd seen, and then I just started crying about that, telling her. She was like, it's gonna be all right, and I'm like, I know, we're doing the right thing, but I just couldn't imagine it was this way. I thought that a company like Walmart, once we started reporting the truth of what was happening in the factory, would take quick action to try and make the working conditions better. I believed in the mission and the culture which I thought existed at Walmart. I led more Walmart cheers than just about anybody that I know. Didn't even mind being the squiggly. I mean, if you would have cut me, I would have bled Walmart blue blood. I didn't know that we weren't going to make it the goal to correct the violations. And I didn't think that any retaliation would be brought against me for doing my job. Now I realize I was pretty naive, but it just didn't occur to me that Walmart would do anything except for the right thing once they were faced with the truth. I kept going into other factories and seeing the same things over and over again. And it became apparent to me that this was not an isolated issue. All you got to do is follow the money, and the ones who are in power right now have tremendous pressure on them to perform like never before. The system was designed to keep the goods flowing to the United States. When push came to shove, they did not stand up and do the right thing. What really happened was we were getting fired for telling the truth about the factory certifications. And that was shocking. It was embarrassing, ripped my heart out. To have all of that ripped from you and then to get sold out and lied to, Walmart let me down, and when I needed somebody to look out for me, even though I was trying to look out for Walmart for years.
We want to make sure that our suppliers comply with local country codes, with human rights standards, that people are not underage, that they're paid well.
No, it's time to show our pride, to let America shine.
Made in the USA, it means something.
Made in the USA means a job for somebody.
But we've made it our policy to find more U.S. suppliers who can compete. Because American goods mean American jobs. At Walmart, we pledge to support America's sources whenever we can, so you can too.
Bring it home to the USA.
If we keep our prices low and raised our average wage substantially, we would in fact decrease our profitability disproportionately, and we would sacrifice a healthy chunk of what it is that our shareholders expect from us.
It is written in the New Testament, the love of money is the root of all evil. This does not say that money itself is evil.
The fact that I shared a room last night with Tom Shoei, our CFO, while we were in New York, saved $200. The fact that my dinner was $10 last night saved money.
You shall not steal. Doesn't this teach us that keeping everything for ourselves is a form of stealing? Or are we commanded to help those less fortunate to find enough to eat?
Today I want you to know, however, that 5 members of that family together are worth $102 billion. The widow and 4 children have in the last 20 years emerged on the list of the top 10 wealthiest people in the United States. They could easily take $10 billion of that and see to it that every employee of Walmart in the United States has health care, an adequate pension, and adequate wages.
Well, Walmart, after the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center and Pentagon, they apparently decided that they needed to have a bunker. There's a facility for the Walton family in case of an apocalyptic attack, a residence that they can live in and reside in case they had to do that. There's a helipad behind the facility back there where they can come in by helicopter, and there's satellite uplink dishes back behind the facility. And most of it is underground, as you can see. You can't really see much from the gate, which is all fortified.
Faith means nothing at all if it does not involve us in loving one another as neighbors, in compassion for the poor.
When you hear these bells at Walmart, do you remember the people they're ringing for? They remind us of our friends and neighbors who could use a little help. That's why at Walmart, we give back. Throughout the holidays and all year long.
Of course, the most important beneficiary of this store is our customer. It's the customer who lives in that neighborhood.
I was actually selling cars for about 6 months, but prior to that I actually had my own business. I was doing wood refinishing on boats, and I actually did quite well at that. So that getting a little too old for that. You know, if I was going to go through all that I went through, I wanted something to come out of it. You know, something good. There was a truck to one side that had a camper shell, and there was a van to one side. I thought, you know, I've always said, you know, you don't want to be in a spot where nobody can see you. But I thought 4 car spaces from the front door, and I thought they had security outside. I thought, okay, well, I should be fine. And when I got out, there was 2 of them. Unfortunately, he caught me. I got outside, but he caught me, and that's when I realized he had a gun, because he had a gun in the arm that was holding me. And that's when they told me, get back in the car, I'm going to blow your head off. The year before, when I worked at the phone company, we had a safety meeting, and it was around Christmas time, and they had the sheriff's department out there, and they were talking about if you're ever in a parking lot and this happens, what to do. Don't go with them. If you go with them, you're likely not going to live, because I guess statistically that's what happens. They'll kill you. That's what first went through my mind, is that I'm not going to survive this. So that's why, you know, the decision to jump out, because I thought, you know, I want to either chance or I want to choose, you know. And I didn't, because I thought they were going to rape me too. When he said he didn't want the car, I thought they were going to rape me. So when they got me back in the car after looking at the gun, I just kind of resigned to, you know, like I couldn't, there was nothing I could do. And I just kind of went, you go kind of cold inside.
This is the parking lot where Laura Tanaka faced her attackers. Inside the store, Walmart